because, as I've been saying, our audience, or my audience, is a lot like me, apparently. Bunch of night owls. And because of that, yeah, it gives me a chance to hang out. I like to do these 1 a.m. live streams. I'm going to spend today one more time talking about ways in which we can support um, our Texas brethren as they try to support and provide assistance to those who are struggling due to the Texas flash floods. I've done a few streams where I provided that information, but I do want to provide it one more time. I did provide a lot of the information already also in some Facebook posts, some social media posts, and the descriptions to my last couple live streams. You can find them there as well. But yeah, credit to everybody who's been trying to help out and support the victims of the Texas flash floods, including Texas Masons, Scottish Rite, Texas Masonic Charitable Foundation. Check out the information I provided, and I hope that you guys will be so kind as to, in the meantime, hit the like and subscribe button. But if you don't want to do that, you just want to hang out with me, that's fine as well. I hope you take a few minutes to jump in the chat, say hello, hang out with me late at night, and let me know if there's anything you want to talk about. Any thoughts on Freemasonry, positive, negative, or neutral, I would love to hear it. So I do want to give it a couple minutes. We'll see who jumps in the chat to say hello. And like I said, any thoughts you have on Freemasonry, any questions, positive, negative, or neutral, let me hear them. And I do want to one more time take a few minutes to highlight Masonic relief efforts as it relates to our to the Texas flash floods, because a lot of Masonic lodges within the area, as well as just within Texas in general, are working hard to collect donations, to collect items, to collect what is necessary in order to support those who are trying to help those who have been affected by the floods, rescuers, first responders, charities who are taking people in, as well as those who have themselves been affected by it and who need a helping hand to get back on their feet after, potentially losing everything. But let's just give it, like I said, a few minutes for now, and let's just wait to see who jumps in the chat to say hello. See how many people are like me, night owls, I should say. And yeah, I hope everybody in the meantime is doing very well. Lucas Bear, welcome Lucas. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining. Let me know how it's going. And welcome everybody. Let me know, jump in the chat, let me know how it's going. We're here to chat about Freemasonry. More particularly, I want to chat about Masonic efforts as it relates to the Texas flash floods. More particularly, what is happening to try to support those who are in need. In the meantime, though, I hope you just jump in the chat and say hello. Let me know if it's your first time on the stream. I mean, we've all had nasty farts. I'm in a wheelchair, so the thing about me when I fart is sometimes you don't know you farted. It just stays in between, like, the butt and the cushion, and until you move and shift, and then suddenly everybody smells it. So you don't always even know from whence the smell came or what time. But welcome, Lurk. I hope you're doing well. I hope you hit the like button, please, as well as Lucas. And let me know if you have any questions, thoughts on Freemasonry, positive, negative, or neutral. I'd love to hear them. Give it a few minutes before we start chatting about, one more time, Texas Masons and relief efforts. Well, thank you, N. I appreciate it. I was born missing my legs, and so I've used a wheelchair pretty much since high school. And before that, I used artificial limbs. And yeah, I because I was born with it, I think I got used to it, and it's never really been an issue for me. I do feel lucky I was born in 1983 when wheelchairs and artificial limbs were so much more common. Would have been a different story if I'd been born in, let's say, the 1920s. What is a Freemason? Well, so thank you, by the way, Astari. And Astari, I hope you'll hit the like button and I hope you'll hit the subscribe button. By the way, Lurk, that's a good idea. So Freemasonry is not a church. It is closer to a community. Freemasonry, really, it's a social group or a social club. It is primarily a fraternity, though there are the Order of Women Freemasons. So there is, a sorority side of it. But it is ultimately a social group or fraternity, right? Like anything else, human beings have this tendency and desire to want to form groups and clubs. And Freemasonry is no different. It's a club. Um, you know, what it does is, like any other club, it tries to produce friendships and bonds through shared experiences, through ritual, as well as through supporting one another and supporting the community at large. Um, by the way, N. Asteri, I hope you'll hit the subscribe button. And we're seeing right now some of the things that Freemasonry does when, again, you have Texas Freemasons collecting donations and acting as a location to drop off materials and items that are going to go towards people who lost their homes, lost their possessions, maybe even lost more than that in the recent Texas floods. It is seriously amazing how resilient people are. You are not wrong about that. People are pretty, I mean, I often can be pretty pessimistic about human beings, but human beings, to their credit, can be pretty resilient. A cloud upon the sanctuary, the hidden church. I'm not sure what that means. Um, I can't tell if, and when you say a cloud upon the sanctuary, you're referring to what Lurk was saying about the fart getting trapped in the chair and dropping the bomb strategically. By the way, welcome N. I hope you're doing well. Or sorry, welcome Ryan McKee. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a great night. Like me, staying up late. The true lodge is everywhere and nowhere. Once again, I'm not sure precisely to what you're referring to, N. I will say, and many Freemasons will say this, right? A Masonic lodge is not simply a reference to the group of people or the meeting time or the place, but rather it is the extent to which you carry your Masonic teachings into the world, which, I mean, I do to a certain extent agree with. I think what matters most is to the extent that you are bringing your Masonic ideas into the world, ideals such as temperance, virtue, kindness. But that's true for everything. Like, I've used this example before. If you think about Freemasonry like a football team, right? A football team, yes, football is played on the field, but hopefully the football players are taking the best aspects of being a football player and applying them outside of the field, applying them everywhere, applying them in their day-to-day life. The ideas of things like teamwork, of hard work, of practice, of sportsmanship, of professionalism, right? Those ideals hopefully exist within the football field and without the football field. And in the same way, the ideals of things like temperance, prudence, virtue in Freemasonry, hopefully those things also exist without the Masonic Lodge. But within the lodge, you practice them to then apply them outside the lodge. In the same way, football, you practice skills like teamwork, sportsmanship, dedication, practice, respect. You practice those things within the field so you can then practice them without the field. Kind of like Friday Night Lights. I think Friday Night Lights talked about it the best, the idea of being perfect on the field and being perfect off the field, what that means and why it's so important. And I do think we as Freemasons have a responsibility to try to be perfect as well. And I'm not sure if what you're referring to is conspiracy or not, or, to what extent you are referring to conspiracies, but it's still great to have you. Thank you for being here. Thank you everybody who's joined. We had a few new people join us. In the meantime, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's give it a minute and let's see who jumps on. And one more time, I'm going to talk about Texas Masonic relief efforts as it relates to the flash floods. But Ryan, let me know how you're doing. If you're sleeping well, all those good questions. By the way, I 100% I'm hoping um, to talk some more about Angry Allen, which is an off-Broadway play that I think could apply to Freemasonry. I'm hope John Krasinski. It's a one-man play starring John Krasinski. I'm really hoping I can maybe get him on the podcast somehow. Who knows, to talk about it. It would be tough. It'd be very, very tough. There you go. It's definitely the best and exclusive life we get, although who the heck knows? Maybe we do get reincarnated. But since I have no proof of that, I'm going to run with that idea, Ryan. That idea being this is the one life we get, so let's try to live it as well as we can. Define that as you will. I don't know if you saw, but I'm hoping to do my... once again, I'm hoping to do my midnight horror movie watch along or midnight movie watch along on my other channel this weekend. So if you get the chance, maybe you would like to vote. You can go to the other channel, go to the other page, and vote for a movie that you want to watch. Let me know kind of what you would suggest. Try to pick something on Tubi or a free site, just because, again, I want everybody to be able to watch it. Though I may this weekend have access to Netflix, so that would be fun. But I'm just going to give it a bit of time. We're going to wait to see who else joins. I do want to see if we get a few more people watching before I switch over and start talking once again about the Texas relief efforts. This will be the last time I talk about that specifically. Then tomorrow I'm going to go on and switch over and start talking about a different topic. I've got a few in mind, but I'll let you know what it is tomorrow. Tune in 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm also thinking about potentially traveling back to the place I go to often, Chicago, for Flashback Horror Weekend, because they've got a lot of cool celebrity guests, and Flashback Horror Weekend is something I absolutely love and adore. So, Flashback Horror Weekend is probably my favorite. Or yes, I guess it is later today, Rondo, at 1 o'clock. I always get that mixed up. In my defense, what is time? Time is but a construct. I don't even believe in time. I just believe in an endless now. 12 hours from now, put it that way. 12 hours from now. But welcome. It's great to have you back. I actually will be also doing some live streaming. I want to talk about this in August from a very special event. I'm going to be making announcements soon. I don't know if you can hear that, but it looks like outside my window some people are revving their engines, which is a pain in the butt, especially at 1 in the morning. But nonetheless, pay attention to some announcements. 1 p.m. Announcements of special live streams, and I'll talk about it tomorrow/today/12 hours from now at 1 p.m. Eastern. What's up, WNB? I hope you're doing well. I hope you'll hit that like button. Thank you for being here. By the way, WNB, when you think of Freemasonry, What's the first word that comes to mind? I'm asking everybody to describe Freemasonry using one word. You can't use slab nuts because that's two words. So I think it's something else. Let's give it a little bit more time. Let's see who else joins before I once again mention what we've got happening in terms of Texas flood relief efforts. Also, on a completely separate note, not to Freemasonry, but nonetheless, because we have other interests aside of Freemasonry. I was told on Facebook that today is the birthday of my favorite, or yesterday, in fact, is the favorite birthday, or is the birthday of my favorite movie, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4, The Dream Master. So happy birthday to, again, my favorite movie of all time, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4, The Dream Master. Brotherhood. You are the sixth person out of 40 votes to go with Brotherhood. But thank you so much. That's perfect. Because I was curious, I wanted to see if there'd be any commonalities that pop up. With 41 words thus provided so far, Brotherhood is in the lead. In case anybody's curious, the words thus far are collaboration, brotherhood, 6 times, architecture, mysticism, paradoxical, creator, GAOTU, which isn't really a word, but I counted anyways, light, 4 times, community, fellowship, care, money, privilege, camaraderie, brother, way of life. I hyphenated that to make it one word. Fight, pathway, enlightening, chill, freedom, fraternity, shine, curious. Somebody said gay because they're anti-Freemasons. Though when I asked them if they're anti-Masonic, why would they use the term gay, which doesn't have any negative connotations to me, and that you didn't have any good answers for that. Virtue, Satanism, another anti-Mason. No, baseball, occult, curiosity, truth, and diverse. But if you want to even be more technical, we've had 7 votes for brother and 6 votes for brotherhood. So I thought that's kind of cool. But thank you so much for that, WNB. All right, let's give it another few minutes, and then we'll start talking once again about the ways in which we as Freemasons are supporting those in Texas struggling from the floods. And it's nice to have so many people join me so late. Clearly, I do have a audience of night owls, kind of like myself. Let's see. I'm just going to give it, like I said, another 5 minutes, and then I'll start providing the links and sharing the info, which once again, hopefully you can use to support Texas Masons if you so desire. Well, so that's a trick, right? Because then what you can do is you can, if you're in a wheelchair, you can fart, let the fart be trapped between the seat and the orifice for a bit, then crop dust an area, and whoever smells it first, you can just say to them, like, oh, hey, you dealt it. That could become vicious, Rondo, in the right circumstances. I will say one of the more uncomfortable experiences of life is being in a Masonic lodge, really having to fart, or maybe even, one step above farting, or one step below, depending on how you define it. And, the lodge is still going, and the meeting's not ending, and everybody has to say something. And the lodge isn't closing, you will absolutely lose your mind waiting for the lodge to finish. And you're just, and it's never like when you're feeling great, in no rush, happy, hanging out, enjoying your life, that's when the lodge meetings end quickly. But if you really have to take a shit, like really badly, that is the meeting where everybody feels the need to get up and speak for, an hour. There's some contentious issue, and you're just sitting there dying, wishing people would stop talking because you have to shit really badly. And I've been there on more than a few occasions, as has every active Mason. If you are just joining us, as always, please take a moment, hit the like button and the subscribe button. But I do hope everybody's having a great night. Like me, can't sleep, which is great because we get to hang out here. Speaking of can't sleep, midnight this weekend, I'm going to try to do a midnight movie watch along. I don't know for sure if I'll get it done, but I'm going to try and see what I can do. We got to create it. I mean, I believe me, we have got to create a grand sign of flatulence just to be like, we got to finish this meeting, guys. I really got to poop. Like, it's getting emergency situation, especially because some lodges, like, you join and then, you go to the meeting and it's 6:30 before the meeting starts, and they're serving you chili and beans, sometimes spicy chili and spicy beans. It's like, how dangerous do you want to live? And that's always a meeting where it's going to take forever to finish. Like, you'll be sitting there, it's like you feed me a bunch of super spicy chili and beans, and then you wonder why it is that the entire lodge is desperate to finish this meeting. It's because we all have to poop. We're all in distress, literally. We're all in distress, for heaven's sakes. You're killing us. Serve, like, I don't know, cheese or something. What is the thing that, like, keeps you blocked up longer? Serve that. Don't serve spicy chili and beans and then wonder why we're all kind of fidgeting around just trying to survive, just trying to make it. That's my rant of the day. But I do hope everybody is doing well. Let's give it till 30 minutes in, and then let me start going through kind of what I've got here. Once again, how you can support those struggling in Texas. I'm also thinking of trying some Twitch streams again. Honk Honk Sports. I mean, I can go through the rant again. The rant was, when you're in a Masonic lodge, you've gone for a meeting. The meeting started with your dinner at 6:30, which was like 5-alarm chili and beans. And then you go to the meeting, and now everybody's farting, and some people really have to take a poop because there's an emergency situation happening. That is the meeting, inevitably, where everybody needs to talk, everybody has something to say, there's some contentious issue, there's some special presentation, and you're sitting there getting more and more uncomfortable as your stomach is desperate to evacuate whatever it is you've eaten, and you have to just sit there and just pray to the great architect that the meeting finishes soon. So I was saying, don't serve chili before a meeting. Serve, cheese or something. Whatever it is, whatever does the opposite to your stomach. serve the chili after the meeting. Then worst case scenario, you have to take a shit in your car, and you can just, I don't end up having to deal with it in the lodge, looking at you, looking like you're gonna poop your pants. Work farts are fun. They are, but I try not to do them. I was saying, being in a wheelchair, the real danger is sometimes you fart and the fart gets trapped between your chair and the exit orifice. And then it's like it just sits there for a while. And then eventually when you shift or you move in your seat like this, it escapes. And you could end up smelling a fart that's been sitting there for like 30 minutes, an hour, who knows how long. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Could I get to... Good for you, Hong Kong sports. At least you're not farting in the cubicles where everybody else can like hear it. So good for you, or smell it, I should say. So good for you. That's something at least. I mean, I guess you're kind of crop dusting the people coming up the stairs behind you, but it's better than farting in like the middle of the office space where everybody has to deal with it, in my humble opinion. By the way, Hong Kong sports, to everybody watching this, I am going to remind everybody, I do have a Patreon page. You can join for free, or you can join at different tier levels. You get access to different perks, etc., etc. But let me just patreon.com/square and compass. I hope that you guys will. Oops. Let me just actually change that. Patreon.com/square and compass. Patreon.com/square and compass. I hope you'll click on that and maybe join my Patreon. I would much, much appreciate it. All right. So once again, the goal of this was just to remind people of what Texas Masons are doing to support those who are struggling with the floods. If you want to help, and particularly help by donating to Masonic efforts, first you can contact the Committee on Masonic Service for those affected by the Texas flash floods. You contact it via email at service@grandlodgeoftexas.org and just explain you want to help out, and they will tell you how. Or you can go to txmcf.org. That's www.txmcf.org, where you can find a PayPal link to donate online, money that will go to those affected by the floods. Or you can mail a check to Texas Masonic Charities Foundation, P.O. Box 2156, Waco, Texas 76703. Also, as of a newsletter or article from Channel 10 KWTX posted yesterday, the Waco Scottish Rite Charitable Foundation is accepting check or credit card donations. You can contact their office at 254-752-1618, or you can contact Mike Waldrop, 254-640-9500. 100% of all donations will go to the Careville and Centerpoint Masonic Lodges for distribution to those who need it. If you are one who maybe you're not comfortable donating to a Masonic charity, but you still want to donate, there's a great article by Today which lists some of the different groups. There's the Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country. There's United Way of Greater Houston. There's Texas Children's Hospital. There's Team Rubicon. There's a million different organizations that are supporting those in need. But again, as this is a Masonic stream, I want to make sure to focus on and kind of highlight and congratulate the Texas Masons who are doing so much to support their brethren. And so, last reminder, if you want to support Texas Masons in their efforts to support those affected by the flash floods, first you can email service@grandlodgeoftexas.org, or you can go to txmcf.org, mail checks to Texas Masonic Charities Foundation, P.O. Box 2156, Waco, Texas 76703, or contact the Waco Scottish Rite Charitable Foundation via 254-752-1618 or Mike Waldrop at 254-640-9500. 100% of donations will go to Caryville Center Point Masonic Lodges for distribution to those who need it. So there you go. I hope that that was at least helpful to anybody who was interested. And thank you everybody again for staying up late with me. It's always fun to have you join. Bunch of late sleepers here. Let me give it another, let's say 5 minutes or so. Then I'll probably end this stream. Late night streams, not a lot to talk about. Just a chance to see if anybody's up like me, and if anybody has anything about which they want to speak. Got some music happening outside. All right, I'm gonna give it a few more minutes. I'm just gonna see if anybody jumps on. Maybe you guys can enjoy the music happening behind me or outside my window. But we will be back tomorrow 1 p.m. with another longer live stream. Not quite sure what the discussion will be tomorrow right now, but I have a few ideas. If you have any suggestions, by the way, I will always appreciate it if you would let me know what you want to hear me talk about, or see me talk about, I guess I should say, or see/hear me talk about. And I hope you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. But like and subscribe always helps. Sharing the stream always helps. All that good jazz always helps. And thank you everybody who's joined thus far. And it's just going to give it a few minutes. Let's see if anyone else jumps on and has any questions or anything they want to talk about. Of course, we've got this super, interesting political stuff happening, which, I've said in the past, sometimes I think this is underratedly important, how important it is that we as Freemasons pay attention to what's happening in the world, because the economics of the world, the politics of the world, the economics of the world, all that stuff affects our Masonic lodges. So the big beautiful bill, what's in there, that has repercussions for Freemasonry. You know, it has repercussions for groups around America, including Freemasonry. Um, you know, the even just the general societal kind of atmosphere, the zeitgeist, the social atmosphere that exists within a country is going to affect what happens in a Masonic lodge. A lot of times, Freemasons try to act like we're a separate entity from what happens in the world. We are not, unfortunately. For better or worse, what's happening in the world is going to affect Freemasonry. If, for example, you start to have a greater distrust of institutions, that's going to jump on and affect Freemasonry. You saw that with the Vietnam War versus World War II, for example, where after World War II, you had the massive boom of Masons, new joins, because veterans are coming back from war. They had faith and trust in government more often than not, and decided to, continue that institutional support. Whereas after Vietnam was a very different feeling about institutions, governmental or otherwise. And Freemasonry often gets lumped into kind of the general sense of institutions and institutional kind of memory, if that made any sense at all. That might be worth exploring more. And I've always thought why is it that we had these massive increases in Masonic membership after World War One, after World War II, but not after Vietnam? I think there's a really there's some very interesting, probably, knowledge to be gained and insights to be gained from that fact. I hope you're doing well. Please, by the way, take a moment, hit the like and subscribe button if you're just joining us. Talked about ways that Freemasons are trying to support, or supporting, I should not just trying, but supporting those affected by the floods in Texas. It's great to see Masons stepping up in very tragic circumstances and helping those in need. Let's give it a few minutes, hit the like button, subscribe button, and we'll go from there. Just going to wait to see who else joins us. Give it a few more minutes before we end this stream, just in case somebody else jumps on and wants to say hello. Any other night owls like me. All right. and welcome. You're just joining us. I hope you'll jump in the chat and say hello. Just how doing a late night stream, hanging out, waiting to see who joins us. And if there's anything that you guys want to talk about, any thoughts you have on Freemasonry, positive, negative, or neutral, I'd love to hear it. I am looking at some really special events coming up, including some special live streams in August. Also, I'm looking at doing some more stuff on Twitch once again. It's been a long time since I've done anything via Twitch, and I want to get back into it. Let me know if you could describe Freemasonry in one word. That's kind of what I'm working on right now. And yeah, just let me know how you guys are doing. And let's see how I can do this. I'm just curious if I can create a word cloud right now, which is my goal with all the 50 words I've been talking about, saying like 50 words to describe Freemasonry. I thought once I get to 50 words, I could create a word cloud from them. Right now I'm at 41, by the way, so I want to get up to 50, so I have 9 more words to go. Oh, there it is. I don't see all of the words on there. If you're just joining us, welcome. We'll be at the like button and subscribe button. Jump in the chat, say hello, and give this another few minutes. I just came on to see if anybody else like me likes to stay up late and wants to chat about Freemasonry. Any thoughts you have, positive, negative, or neutral? I'd love to hear them. But let's give it a couple more minutes. Let's just see who else joins. Welcome. If you have one word to describe Freemasonry, please let me know what it is. I'd love to hear it. Please take a moment, hit the like button and subscribe button. And yeah, I hope everybody is doing well. this thing? Just doing some work since I'm up late anyways and seeing who joins us. Just trying to create something, but it's not going well. But welcome, thank you for joining. Hope, as always, hit the like button and subscribe button. Let me know how you're doing and if there's anything that you want to chat about. And thank you for staying up late with me. Any questions about Freemasonry, any comments, any thoughts? I'd love to hear them. I can't promise you all know every answer, but I can at least try my best to give you, if nothing else, my kind of experiences. And welcome if you're just joining us. Jump in the chat, say hello. Hope you're enjoying staying up late, as I often do, a bunch of night owls. Talking about Freemasonry, so anything you want to talk about when it comes to Freemasonry, any thoughts, any comments, positive, negative, or neutral, let me know. I'd love to hear them. Thou is well. I hope thou art well also. Thank you, occultist, for joining. Nice to see I'm not the only one staying up late, but I hope you're doing well. Oh, so you're not staying. See, it's 1 a.m. here, or actually, it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning here. It's been quite chilly. All right. I mean, I've the opposite problem. It's been hot as heck here in Windsor. I had to do some wrestling referee stuff at like 40-degree weather, so that was super fun. Um, so I've been melting quite well recently. But it's great to have you join. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you are doing well, and thank you for joining me at 4 p.m. By the way, I guess the new Superman movie is out now. Everybody keeps saying it's out. I'm not a huge comic book fan, but I do prefer DC to Marvel. So maybe I will check it out. Who knows? I'm one of the few who prefers DC, I think. But for me, that's usually Batman. Right, Batman is where I'm at in terms of my favorite superheroes. By a mile, I think he's the best. Actually, that might be kind of fun, just to make that a quick poll question. Just because, why not? Um, Favorite. Actually, I wonder if there's any Masonic connections in like Masonic connections in comic books. That might be a fun thing to talk about. I do know that Superman is in fact a Freemason. At least so they say. There was a where was it? There was a comic book strip I saw where they mentioned Superman. By the way, I'll see you in Lodge or something. Go now, and may the great architect of the universe protect you on your journey. That was from 1999 in a Superman comic book. Oh, here it is. Let's see. Masonic references in comics. There was a 1999 reference in a Superman comic book, Archie Comics, Batman, Bloom County. From Hell, which is the best example of it. Random Hologram. Welcome back, Random. Great to have you join once again. See, just like me, you're up late at night. I guess it depends on your time. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning here, so yeah, I guess that you, like me, are, but at least I am up late, and thank you for joining. I hope that you're doing well. I hope you'll hit that like button if you get the chance. Vote on your favorite universe, Marvel or DC. Just because Superman's out and we're having a little bit of fun hanging out for a few. It's 11, so you're up kind of late, unless you mean 11 a.m. But if you mean 11 p.m., then welcome to staying up late like me. I don't see. Yeah, so 11 p.m. So at least you're staying up kind of late, as I am. So there's a bunch of like pins that people made of Superman wearing an apron. I'm seeing these. This might be fun to talk about tomorrow, actually. Freemasonry and Superman might be kind of interesting to discuss. There's just one reference to Great Architect of the Universe in some of these comic books I'm seeing. So there's that. Go back to this one more time. Oops. Freemasonry in comic books. Let's see what we got. We got the Square magazine. We got 999 issue of Superman. I think that's from Hell. Comico's Elementals. Freemasonry and Batman. That's interesting. Cool. There's some interesting stuff there. It's worth exploring, definitely. Interesting. Favorite universe, Marvel half, 2 votes. Marvel 50%, DC. So we had 2 votes, 1 each. So it's almost midnight. All right. Well, it's almost 2 in the morning here. So I am going to be running off to sleep in a moment. One more time, though, please remind people, take a moment, hit the like and subscribe button. What I've been talking about random today is Masonic relief efforts for those affected by the floods in Texas. And I've posted all the information on my different social media sites. So I hope that you'll take a moment to read some of those. Check some of those out. Let me know if you can potentially support those efforts. And if you can't, even your thoughts for those who are affected is more than enough and means a lot. Because some people aren't in a position to donate, but they can still, even if you can't donate yourself, you can maybe share the information with others so they know how they can donate. Thank you. That's I kind of like that. It sounds like something out of like a medieval novel, telling somebody to like dream well when they head to sleep. I shall dream well, the occultist. I shall dream well. And I hope you dream well also. And have a very good night. To anybody who's just joining us, let's give it 1 minute to jump in the chat. If you want to say hello, if you have any last minute questions for me about Freemasonry, now's your chance. All right, let's give it, like I said, we'll do an hour straight of this. Hit the like button, please. Hit the subscribe button if you're not done so yet. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I truly appreciate it. And yeah, once more, just celebrating and congratulating our brothers in Texas for all of their work in trying to support those who are struggling right now. Whenever there's a natural disaster of any sort, you can find Freemasons and local Masonic lodges trying their best to help out, trying their best to ensure that recovery efforts go well, that there's money, anything of that nature, right? Freemasons are often on the front lines of blood drives, collecting food, collecting goods, collecting monetary donations. They were doing that in Los Angeles during the fires. Now they're doing it during Texas and the floods, and they'll do it during the next natural disaster. They're doing it during the forest fires in Manitoba. I don't know anything about the Legend of Zelda or the lore therein. The only thing about Zelda is they did a really funny Clueless Gamer episode of Conan O'Brien. I like Conan a lot. And he did a really funny episode where he played the newest Zelda game, I think it was. Or no, sorry. He played Final Fantasy. I got it mixed up. But I'll have to check that out. That sounds really fun and really cool and worth checking out for sure. Legend of Zelda lore. I mean, it wasn't even the case that like Zelda wasn't the main character or something. It's a video game series. Various incarnations of Link, a courageous young man of the elf-like Hylian race, and Princess Zelda, a princess with the bloodline of the goddess Hylia, as they fight to save the land of Hyrule and Ganon from an evil warlord turned demon king, who is the principal antagonist of the series. I guess the first game came out in 1986 or something. trying to figure out how many games there's been or when they came out. The Legend of Zelda takes place predominantly in a medieval Western Europe-inspired fantasy world called Hyrule, which has developed a deep history and wide geography over a series of many releases. Holy cow! I'm just looking at the Wikipedia article. My heavens! I'm gonna have to. This you could spend years researching this. I mean, it's huge. Nothing's wrong with a little bit of nostalgia. Nostalgia is a wonderful thing. I mean, for me, my favorite video game series has always been Dead Space. I enjoy Assassin's Creed Part 3 as well, so. As always, one of the things to check about. Very cool, Ryan. Second game of Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy. I bet you there's some Masonic connections in that. I could probably look them up and find them. I bet you there's some really cool ones. It'd be worth exploring. Good for you, as you should. By the way, random, I've been mentioning to people before you go, if you do get the chance, I hope you consider following me on on Patreon. Patreon.com/Square and Compass. You can join for free. Or, you can kind of join some other, follow me on social media, all that good jazz. But patreon.com/Square and Compass. All right, this has been fun. This has been a shorter stream, but that's okay. Gives me a chance to talk about some cool stuff and hang out. Pay attention to some announcements. I'll have one coming up tomorrow at 1 p.m. And yeah, I appreciate everybody being here. Have a excellent night. And I'll see you all very soon. All right, talk to you later. Bye.